You know you're still the one for me, even though we are done. But we both know that we don't matter now. You keep coming up with excuses. You know what, I don't care. No energy to spare.
Yes. All right. That's the music from Blaker. It means get out of my mind. VAR in the mode. I tell you people, John is back with his tune this day. That's the music of Blaker telling me, get out of my mind, VAR. You're spoiling the game, the beautiful game of football. But get out of my mind. Welcoming you with this. The vibes is on ISTV crew. They are ready. I'm telling you, it's gonna be loud tonight. We don't care. Get VAR out of this. It's spoiling the game, people. Back again with this show. We call it Monday Sport Preview Show. Oh my goodness, it's all about game week 11. Get VAR out of this. We don't want VAR anymore. It's spoiling the game. I'm telling you. All Arsenal fans, they are not joining us tonight. They are fuming. Oh my goodness. I'm telling you, let me start welcoming people into this show. They are fuming. They are not joining us tonight. Please, any Arsenal fan, calm down. Odebolugwani, he will take our body. Oh my goodness, they are fuming. Let me ask this guy. Let me welcome him quickly. Sheye's coming on quickly. How's he feeling? I'm telling you, all Arsenal fans, they are fuming. Sheye, welcome to the show. Sheye, what's going on, bro? Game week 11. Talk to me.
Yeah, good evening, the Dawn. I'm actually mentally prepared for fighting, tonight's fight, tonight's shouts, because I know Arsenal fans are going to be pissed.
I never even say any one of them. Can you imagine?
So looking forward to everything, and I hope we'll be able to discuss everything peacefully without much tantrums flying around. So honestly, because I know how these things can get heated, so I hope we'll talk about them.
Don't mind them. Don't mind them.
So yeah, looking forward to everything tonight.
All right, welcome. Then go the hell. I don't care. Let's go, people. All right, Kunle's joining us right now. I know where Kunle is. You all know where Kunle lives. You know where Kunle stays. Oshodi City. Representing the main man. Kunle, you're welcome to the show.
Yeah, good evening, the Dawn. Good evening to Sheye and everyone joining us today on the show and everywhere everyone is listening. Yeah, it is raining cat and dog in Oshodi right now. I'm sure if I go outside now, some areas will be flooded. It's very, very heavy rain. Yes, very, very heavy rain as I speak. But yes, it doesn't kill what was a very fantastic weekend. I mean, Manchester United standing tall. Liverpool couldn't get points. Arsenal couldn't get any points. So but Manchester United stood tall. So United all the way. And I'm hoping Tottenham. I'm hoping Tottenham also get the points this night as well, because they'll play very soon.
Yeah, come on, let's go. All right, let me welcome Robbie. Robbie, you're welcome to the show. What's going on? Game week 11. Talk to me.
What's up, good people? It's good to be on the show. I tell you, it's good to be on the show this evening. Well, Kule is making me laugh. Man United got the point. Well, don't worry, like they will say, well, I think last I think last weekend was actually very interesting in the EPL. Very interesting, and it was very intriguing. Seeing the fact that a team like Liverpool struggled to my surprise. For Manchester City, it was more or less like a roller coaster for them. For Arsenal, I think that is one match we are not just going to talk about this week, but we're going to talk about it for weeks and months to come. Who knows? Maybe even at the end of the season, we might still go on to talk about how pivotal that game is to the point that Arsenal got at the St. James's Park. But it is football, and sometimes football can be very, very cruel. So on that note, I say good evening. It is good to be here once again.
I tell you, it is what it is. Game week 11. I see you have so many crews. They're coming on. I'm telling you, we welcome Bishop all the way from Canada. Talk to me. Bishop, you're live.
Oh
my goodness.
This program is gonna be lit today. Yeah, we're on Friday. We thank God today. And Arsenal fans, don't worry. We are going to discuss it. Don't blame VAR. It has happened to Man U, just like you said. Everybody is going to take his own turn by turn. So it happens to Arsenal. Everybody should not feel like something big has happened. And I'm just glad to be here. I'm going to be discussing the way forward, everything that happened over the weekend. And I can't wait to get started. Thank you.
All right, let's get started. I'm not going to start right now until I call upon this guy. This man, Prof. I'm sure Chelsea are ready tonight. What's going on, bro? Prof, you're live.
Yo, good evening, everybody.
Yeah.
I'm glad to be here today. After a very eventful weekend, so there's a lot to talk about. Let's get it started.
I'm telling you, let's get. All right, let's get this thing started. All right, let's move on. I'm telling you, the games went throughout. You can see the thumbnail already. This team, they are fuming. I'm talking about Arsenal. Over the weekend, they get it. They are fuming. Well, we're going to discuss everything tonight. Is it the officiating? Is it everything? We are going to discuss everything tonight. But let's go walk straight into this. The result for the weekend. I'm telling you guys, the Fulham losing to Manchester United with one goal coming in from the captain himself, Bruno. And also the game was Brentford 3 and West Ham 2. West Ham in the mud. And also Crystal Palace going all the way to Burnley. Burnley still losing. I don't know what I can say about that club. They are always losing. It is what it is. Everton and Brighton share same spoil. They scored 1-1. The game ended 1-1. Doku for Man City. Make it happen over the weekend. Just shining. I'm telling you, Doku is flying right now. I'm still going to ask the question about Doku and Grealish. I think Grealish position now is in, I don't know. Well, we'll talk about it anyway. Chelsea United winning over Wolves over the weekend. That's another surprising result over there. And that's all the way losing to Newcastle. We are going to discuss that tonight as well. All Arsenal fans, they are not with us tonight. We are so sorry they lost, and you know, it is what it is on this show. On Sunday as well, too, another surprising result. Nottingham Forest beating Aston Villa 2-0, and Luton versus Liverpool. The game ended in 1-1. Let's start off with Manchester United. Kunle, I'm going to call on you. What happened? We scored at the end of the game. Kunle, what's the game? What's your take on that game? Manchester United won. Well,
I think I said it on Friday that I didn't expect maybe Man United to be spectacular and all of that, but I think I said it that they would find a way to get 3 points, and they did. You know, we've seen that pattern this season against Brentford, against Copenhagen. You know, they would push pressure, and it's just one moment and it comes. They've done this. You know, all of this kind of reminds me under the period of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I think particularly the 2020-21 season, United, where they would even fall behind. United could be 2 goals down, but you could almost beat your chest that they were going to come back. You know, they could bring on a Paul Pogba off the bench and he would just, inspire, or it could be Rashford or Martial or whoever, you know. So I think it's something that those players are used to, right? So when they get to play teams that are equally struggling like them, I think it gives them that impetus. So it was fantastic because at the end of the day, they got the 3 points. I think if we look at the table now they are on 15 points, I believe. So at least they are pushing closer maybe to the top 4. I mean, it's the 3 points you need. If you can get the 3 points, whichever way it comes, just get it, and they got it. So I'm not going to say much. I'm not going to start delving on, oh, they didn't play well. We know Manchester United don't play well, but how can they get the results is what it is, and they got it. So that's fine. C'est fini.
Oh my goodness. C'est fini.
Yes, c'est fini.
All right, moving on. That's the league table at the moment. Manchester City is sitting pretty well, 27 points. Tonight, Tottenham, we're facing Chelsea. For me, I can tell you the prediction of that game. I'm telling you, it's going to be a fantastic goal from Son. And then Chelsea, they are coming for me. Prof, we are coming to that as well too, to dissect about the game. That's the EPL table shown on the screen. Manchester City, Tottenham second, Liverpool third, and Arsenal sitting pretty well in 4th position. Look at Manchester United in number 8. We're coming to that. All right, moving on to this. Let's quickly talk about Burnley also losing to Crystal Palace, Everton 1-1, Man City versus Bournemouth. Robbie, Man City versus Bournemouth, 6 goals, and you can also make the account of Doku coming into play. What's your take on this?
Yes.
This guy, is he not going to be giving this guy a little push? I'm talking about Grealish.
I think Grealish should be having some nightmares right now because since Jeremy Doku came on board, he is the kind of player I would want in my team. Attack-minded, business-minded. He does not joke around with the ball. He does not tease defenders. He goes for the jugular. This is the kind of player you want on your wing. You want in your team. And like I will say, look at the influence of Jeremy Doku on Manchester City's attack going forward as compared to a certain Anthony, according to Kule, that is yet to acclimatize to the EPL, as compared to a Jeremy Doku that just came in yesterday and he is doing wonders for the team. For Jack Grealish, I think he will need to buckle up because just like a friend of mine said, maybe Jack Grealish will have to buy a special seat belt for the Manchester City bench because he's going to be there for a very, very long time. But I think the surprising thing is the fact that Manchester City and Haaland, one of the most results. He provided 4 assists in that game. It tells you the importance of this young man. It tells you his force to get why he is in the English Premier League, and it kind of Arsenal they have on their hand as it is. For lesser tournaments, give of the early stages of the okay, Manchester City are not in the Carabao Cup anymore, but once you possibly
oh my God. I think I'm missing out on Robbie's network is I can't hear you. Can you?
Yes, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now. Yeah, the network there is.
Okay, so like I said, looking at the later stages of the UEFA Champions League, once Manchester City secures progression into the next round, you might see Jack Grealish. Maybe in the FA Cup, you might see Jack Grealish. But when a manager like Pep Guardiola wants to get the job done as fast as possible, I think we probably might see Jack Grealish make cameo appearances, or better still, he might just sit on the bench till when the job is done. So for Jack Grealish, I feel for him, but I think he will really need to up his game to do better than what Jeremy Doku is doing right now for him to be able to start in the 11 for Pep Guardiola.
All right, let's move on to this game quickly. This is the main thing. That's the Newcastle 1 and Arsenal 0. I mean, is it 1-1 or what am I saying? No, 1-0. All right, I'll be sarcastic there. All right, it is what it is. Let me welcome Nubian Prince is here with us. Nubian Prince, can you hear me loud and clear?
Yes, Zidane. Good evening.
All right. He's here. One of the Arsenal fan in our crew is right here. You're welcome once again. We want to actually discuss about the game. What's your take? First of all, it take, people have been saying, no, not even. We can say 3 different ways that we've been talking about VAR, and also a push from Joelinton, and also the ball passing out of play. What's your take in all these reports you've been hearing, and also the referee messing up the whole game? So what's your take on this?
Yeah, it's not about the report I've been hearing. It's about what I actually saw. I watched the match. I'm not a Lilliputian when it comes to watching football match. I understand the rules. Now, to start with, the first point is the ball crossed the line. The ball went out of play totally. It would have been a goal kick. Now, they missed that. Then there was a cross. Now, for that cross, there was an obvious push by Joelinton on Gabriel. Two-handed push. Now, if you look at the push, you have your 2 hands in an unnatural position. I would understand if both of them competed aerially and, Joelinton's hand was raised up. I would understand that, okay, you can jump with your hands by your side, right?
Yeah.
But when you jump and your hands are in front of you, outstretched, pushing the head of a player, now that is there is no way you can explain that. That was an obvious foul. Because if that happened outside the penalty box, will you not have blown for free kick? Now, when we see players trying to compete aerially and one of them dodges and the other person jumps up and falls down, is that not the free? Is that not the free kick? So I find it ridiculously reasonable for someone to come out and say, "Oh, it was a slight push. Oh, it was not a free kick." I find it, because how do you even judge the effect of that push? Because one thing is certain, you saw his hand on his body. Whether it was slight or it was heavy, only the player can say. I mean, only the person that received that push can actually say it was slight or heavy. You cannot judge from outside that, oh, it was a slight touch, it was an heavy touch. You can't. Then another thing that people did not put into consideration is the fact that there was an handball. Now, because it was not actually Jolinton's body that pushed the ball to Gordon's path, it was actually his hand. The ball hit his arm. Go and look at it very well. The ball actually hit his arm and not his body. So what you had there was a foul, was a push to Gabriel, free kick, and ball situation, which should have resulted in a foul. So obviously the goal should not have stood. There were now the issue of offside, but I had the conversation with Shea and she has explained that, okay, based on that, I'm not even talking about the offside, but the ball going out of touch, first, if they argue that, oh, they didn't see very well, camera angle, blah, 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 would VAR also say that camera angle prevented them from seeing two outstretched arms on the back of a player? Would they also say camera angle stop them from seeing the handball? So
all right, Nubia Prince, I want to ask you a question, quick one. If you want to look at the game played, so I mean for that game by Arsenal, do they really impress? I want to actually, because I want to display something right now. If you look
the honest truth is, the game was a game of, very half and very few chances. Yes, I mean, both teams did not create any, significant chances. I could remember that the clearest chance Arsenal had was from Gabriel, who shot directly at the goalkeeper. Even though, they also had a decent chance that he nodded wide. But again, let me bring this to play. When Arsenal played Manchester City earlier on this season, how many shots on target was in that game? And these are two offensive minded teams that came head to head, but chances were we are not talking about Newcastle against Man U or Man U against Chelsea. These are two teams that don't even know how to attack or defend. We are talking about a Newcastle team that knew they were playing Arsenal and they were studied defensively, so it was difficult to break that. It was a game that was very physical. The battle was actually in the midfield. The two defenses actually held their hold. That was where the referee should have come to ensure that he didn't make. I mean, that was a game of very, very, the margin of error was.
But where are you going to look at? Is there any way you can look at? Oh, is that? Let me put it this way. Is there anything you can say? Oh, Arteta didn't do practically well. Is there anything you could say? Oh, this is where he missed it, or just want to judge on? Oh, everything is okay.
I wouldn't say so, because considering what he had available, I don't think he would have fielded a better team, because there was no Partey. If Partey had been there, Jorginho wouldn't have started, because for me, I would have felt Partey was the man for that midfield, Archett's job. And of course, there was no Gabriel Jesus, so he had no choice but to start in Ketia. You wouldn't expect him to start with Nelson ahead of Bukayo Saka there. Maybe Trossard, but again, this guy plays from the left, Martinelli. So you wouldn't say start Trossard ahead of Martinelli. So based on that, then of course that Odegaard was injured, so you couldn't have said, okay, play somebody else. In the absence of Odegaard, he played Havertz there. Yes, you can argue that Havertz does not have the creativity of Odegaard, because I actually saw some decent chances that if it was Odegaard, perhaps he would have made better decisions. Maybe would have picked up the right pass, or would have taken a shot from a distance. I think the issue Havertz has at the moment, he did very well. I mean, his attitude, defensive, offensively was pretty good, but he lacked a bit of confidence. There was this shot he took on the volley that was very tame, that he didn't strike it well. So I think that's what the problem is having. But based on the materials, the players available to Arteta, I don't think he would have done.
All right, let me call on Bishop. Bishop, can you hear me loud and clear?
Very clear.
Very clear. About this game, is there any way you want to, from your own point of view, do you see any, infringement there? considering the fact that I think the game went 50-50 for me. I don't know. But people have been talking about the VAR, the inconsistency of the referee, and also the game, the ball actually crossed the line. What's your own take from this game?
Okay. Thank you. Let us leave the goal first. Let's go to the two teams. The two teams played extremely well. The only team in the Premiership now that could have matched that energy and that strategy would be Man City and maybe Liverpool or Tottenham. That was a high tense game. They came physically, they came tactically, they came everything. The two teams brought it to the table. It was a fun match to watch. Okay. First, let me start with Arteta. So when you ask Arsenal fans this question, and I said it on Friday, if you can remember, I said Arteta should have been let go this season. The guy is making obvious mistakes that is so clear to the eye. Now, the last Kule or Lugapri said he didn't have anybody on the bench. Is it my fault that he doesn't have anybody on the bench? Is this the first time that he's playing Partey or Partey is having injury? This is his fourth season and he's still depending on the injury-prone player. I don't understand. Is that the fault of the board or my own fault? And now they use excuses. They use injury as excuses. Man, you have the missing players who not come on this show and said Martinez is not playing, Shaw is not playing, Wan-Bissaka is not playing. We don't say that. We come here, we criticize the coach. That Ten Hag is not getting the best of these guys. Man management is poor, but in their own side they give excuses. No Odegaard, no this. Go straight to the point. This is what is available. There is no Odegaard. You know before the season started that there will be injury to players. So injury to players is not an excuse. Even for Mario or anybody, it's not an excuse.
Yeah.
Now, you want to make changes. You are putting Zinchenko. You are removing White and putting Zinchenko. You made mention of Nelson. If you don't believe in him, why did you renew his contract? You are 1-0 behind. You are 1 goal behind. And you are putting Zinchenko instead of Nelson for a defender. Those kind of mistakes are schoolboy mistakes that nobody is talking about. For the goal, obviously, that ball was no goal. There are 3 places that they could have cancelled the goal. So I'm not talking about that one. Everybody knows that one, except the biased guys. That ball shouldn't have started as a goal. Fine. But look at their keeper. You are benching Ramsdale for Rayan. Do you believe that Rayan would have done better for that ball? Look at his positioning. Everybody's not talking about his positioning. His positioning was wrong. Those are the things that they should be talking about. Yes, what has happened? It happens to Rashford now. Rashford, this same ball that they said he went out. Rashford had the same ball, gave it to Odegaard, he scored. They said the ball went out. The Man U died. The game continued now. Liverpool also had the same thing. Liverpool scored the clear goal. They said it's an offside. They lost the match. Game continues. You play. Everybody continues playing. This excuse of VAR.
Yeah.
We should stop. Yes, they made a mistake. They are inconsistent. The referee is spoiling the game. But when we lose a match, let's look at what should have happened that did not happen. Let's take a new VAR for now.
All right.
And you know what? Before the season ends, after we still benefit from this VAR, I am very sure of it. And they will not say all this thing they are saying. So,
all right. Let me ask, Prof. Can you hear me loud and clear? Prof, can you hear me? I think I lost Prof there. Prof. Oh my goodness, I lost Prof there.
Lidon, I would love to say something about.
Yeah. Everybody's going to say something about.
Oh, okay. All right.
This is the main show for this particular game for Arsenal, and I thank Nubia Prince for joining us on this show because Deborah Prince, there's this particular question I'm going to ask you, but I can't. Prof is not available right now. Shaye, can you hear me loud and clear? Shaye?
Yes, I'm with you.
Yeah. What's your take on this game? That's Arsenal going all the way to Newcastle. The match ended 1-0 in favor of Newcastle. Shambolic, can I say decision by the referee or the VAR or everything? Everything was crazy. What's your take on this game?
Yeah, first of all, I actually think the referee sort of lost control over the game. At times, to be fair, we tend to say referees want to get far too involved. But I think he could have done better with how he controlled how the game more or less just descended into chaos after that Kai Havertz challenge on I can't remember who it was, but from that point on, the game just became a bit chaotic in terms of rough challenges. I think Havertz, you can say, was somewhat fortunate to have stayed on. I think Bruno Guimaraes should have been sent off for his punch or elbow on Jorginho.
Yeah.
And then I think after halftime, Kai Havertz made a tackle that I think the ref gave advantage. That could have been a second yellow as well. So I just feel in general the game got a bit too physical. I know Newcastle are a team that tends to favor physicality, particularly in so-called big games. So you have to match up with that. But I feel that's one incident from Kai Havertz led to the game more or less becoming far more chaotic. But away from that, I feel in general Arsenal had control in the match. I know they didn't create that many chances, but I feel in those kind of games, they tend to be tight. You don't go to the present day St. James's Park and then create a ton of chances. You have to keep things tight because they're really dangerous and amazing side. You on their day they can beat anybody. So and once you go to their ground, you have to be far. At least you have to be way more cautious. So I understood Arsenal's approach, and I don't know. I don't think Newcastle actually had an attempt in the first half. Maybe I'm wrong on that, but I think Arsenal controlled.
Controlled
them defensively. I think in a way, maybe you can say they could have done better going forward. They could have fashioned more chances. But I feel as in terms of control, in terms of defending the counter attacks, Arsenal did pretty well. Now to the decision that decided the game, I think it has been explained well by Nubian Prince. I don't think the ball actually crossed, or things I don't know, to be honest. But these things can be a bit tricky at times. The TV cameras might actually show that the ball has crossed line, but then usually they tend to use this bird's eye view to decide these sort of calls. We saw that the World Cup in particular, where I think it was between Japan and Spain, where we all thought the ball had crossed line, but then when FIFA gave us the over or the bird's eye camera angle, I think the following day, we saw that it was actually in play. A part of the ball was still in play, and that's what they judge those things on. And the issue here is, I was listening to Howard Webb's, he came on this referees mic'd up on Premier League TV a few weeks back, and they said if the on-field decision has been given and the VAR does not have a conclusive angle to overrule the referee, they have to stick with the on-field decision. So that's what happened in this particular instance. That's why they couldn't overrule it, because they didn't have a conclusive angle to actually determine whether the ball had crossed the line. But I feel the major issue here was the push on Gabriel. That was the push all day, every day. I've seen some people say it was a subjective call. That is nonsense. That was no subjective. That was a push all day. He didn't use one hand, he used two hands. So I'm surprised the VAR did not tell the ref to watch that again. So yeah, I think when margins are so tight and things are so close, you can't make such grave mistakes. And I feel Arsenal should feel done by decision.
All right. Robbie, before you go, Robbie, you have to say something about this VAR before I move on to Kunle. Robbie, can you hear me loud and clear? I think I lost Robbie as well too. Kunle, over to you on this particular game, Newcastle versus Arsenal.
The funny thing is, as we're talking about VAR, I just actually remember that I think there was a bigger call, which was in the Manchester United Fulham game, where Scott McTominay scored, but VAR concluded and said it was subjective offside. I have never heard that thing in my life before. Subjective. when you say subjective, it means that decision is not fact-based. It is the discretion. It is like at the discretion. So what is now the essence of the technology at the end of the day? And for me personally, what I would say about, because that goal, whether I would like it to me, that thing did not cross the line. All those ones of bird's eye and all these things, that thing did not cross the line. Even if it crossed, it didn't cross the line before it went in. one of the other decisions, that were not spotted, you get, like Sheye had mentioned, the double push on what's his name, all of that just tells me that I actually think that these referees, this is my take. I think that because there is more scrutiny on referees, yeah, I think these referees now, they are more or less under pressure. You understand? They are more or less under pressure to like deliver. So maybe at the heat of the moment, things are kind of a little bit, tense with them. That's how I think I see it really. So, they are kind of put under pressure to make the right decision. Honestly, that's how I see it. And I think it's going to get worse because look at it now as we are talking about this. Another game is going to come, and I think they will be pressured. They will be under because there's going to be scrutiny. So maybe that one now affects how they judge these things. And I think that's not good.
All right.
Because I thought VAR was supposed to make things easy for the referees, but it seems it is making their work complicated from what we are seeing.
All right. Sheye said we quickly want to talk about the Manchester United goal. Quick one, Sheye.
Yeah, I don't think it was an egregious call, to be honest. I understand why it was disallowed, and I know usually offside is either offside or not offside. The reason why the term subjective was used was because Maguire was actually off when the ball was played, when the ball was struck, and then he made a movement to the ball, and then they have to determine whether his actions actually impacted on defending players' ability to actually get to the ball. So they felt he impacted the Fulham players' ability to get to the ball, so that's why it was disallowed.
Okay, all right. Let's quickly talk about Nubian Prince. There's this debate going on about Nubian Prince.
As regards Chelsea again, as regards the match again.
I called you, but I didn't hear you. All right, Kunle. Your network is fluctuating.
Sorry, what did you do?
No, I said I recollected. I don't know what I'm saying. I said I called on Robbie, but it was off.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was. Yes, he was. Yeah.
Your network is fluctuating. I can't hear you. Prof, can you hear me loud and clear? I can't hear Prof too. I think their network is. They said it's raining heavily in Lagos State right now.
Didon, I'm here.
Yeah, Nubian Prince, talk to me, Gary.
You wanted to ask me a question.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you a question. The question is about this. I'm going to display it. There's a lot of comments going on about this. I'm trying to pull it up. Sorry, 1 second. About this paper talk.
Okay.
All right, 1 second. I think I missed it. Okay, I got it. Yeah. Arteta must face scrutiny for trying to fix something not broken. Is that right?
I said this now.
Well, what is actually the thing that is not broken? If you are talking about the Ramsdale Raya issue, it's every coach has a way he wants to play. Arteta wants to play from the back. He wants to play progressively from the back, and he needs his goalkeeper to be a key part of it. Mm-hmm. Now, in this wise, he feels Raya is better with the ball at his feet. Yes, I know Raya has been pretty jittery, but the honest truth is, if we are going to be very sincere with ourselves, we'll agree that Raya tends to make the long ball better. Now, I'm not a fan of Havertz, but it's obvious that he wants Havertz to be that route one player that, okay, when it's difficult for Arsenal to unlock defenses, low block defenders, and you want to go route one, right? He needs, Havertz to win the area ball, and he's been doing it. Now, to get Havertz to win the area ball, you actually need somebody that can do long passes, ping-pong long passes. Raya is the man. Now, I am not saying I have issues with how Raya handles crosses. He made the mistake for Spurs equalizer. He made the, misjudgment for, Chelsea's second goal. So he has issues with crosses. And yesterday again, he made an issue with that cross. So I have issues with Raya with that. But when it comes to the main reason why, he wants to play out from the back, do ping pong crosses, I think Raya is the man. And I think he's going to get better eventually with the crosses. But Arteta has a reason why he wants to play that way. And he's the coach here. And if you are saying that he wants to fix something that is not broken, do you know how many points Ramsdale actually cost us last season? Yes, do you know, in the latter stages of last season, do you know how many points he actually cost us? So if you are saying he wants to fix what was not broken, that thing was broken last season, for crying out loud. It was broken against Southampton. It was broken against West Ham. So what are we talking about here? So if a man has said, okay, I want to fix this, and I want to bring in a goalkeeper that is not going to put his defenders under pressure. It's sick when you, as a goalkeeper, you pass to the defender that is under pressure. You cannot pick out another player that is not under pressure. It's costing you. So you bring in another player. Now, the goalkeeper might have weaknesses where this other goalkeeper adds strength. It's understandable. Now, at the end of the day, what that creates is healthy rivalry. Now, when you have weakness, you try, and the other goalkeeper has his own strength, you try to make up for it. You improve on it. When you have strength and the other goalkeeper has weaknesses, you don't want to lose your strength. So at the end of the day, I think it will be a case of two iron sharpening each other, and they will eventually get better, and the club will get better for it. That's it. But saying that you are trying to figure it out broken, I don't agree with it.
All right, hold on.
All right. Can I ask you a question?
Yes, go ahead.
Go ahead.
What is the primary job of a goalkeeper?
See, football has evolved. It's just like
no, it's not a simple question. What is the primary job of a goalkeeper?
The primary job of a goalkeeper is to save goals. To save goals, and also let me also say this. Let me also say this. Do you know that Raya is a better penalty stopper than Ramsdale? Do you know? Before Community Shield, has Ramsdale ever saved the penalty before? No.
He has improved on that leg. He has been saving penalty.
I said before the Community Shield. So now,
okay, before none. Now going forward, he has saved 2. So he has improved.
He has saved 2. Raya has not faced any penalty, but before Raya came on board, Raya has been saving penalties for Brentford. So you can argue that those were things that Arteta looked at.
So can we say that Raya has started?
So in addition to that, now you cannot say football has evolved beyond sticking with your primary responsibility. In addition with your primary responsibility, you need to take up secondary duties too. That is why right back is a defender and also a back and join the attack.
All right, Prof, can you hear me now? Prof.
Yes, I don't know.
What's wrong with your network?
It's raining, and I don't know. Nigeria, when it's raining, it's always horrible. So it's raining. I don't know.
All right. Yes. Yeah, I want you to. What's your take on this? The game between Newcastle versus Arsenal, because you have a lot to say. But and also remember we are going to watch Spurs versus Chelsea. So we have to discuss about it. We have to discuss about it. The preview. All right, go for it.
I take some information, and I'm here.
I think I lost him again. Prof, I can't hear you. I think the rain is really affecting the network right there. Robbie, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
All right, talk to me about what you want to say about the game between Newcastle versus Arsenal.
Okay. For Newcastle against Arsenal, the game was a very interesting one for me. I think I will agree with Sheye's summation. Up until when the game became physical, I would say the referee handled the game very, very well. But for me, that tackle made by Kai Havertz, for me, if I were the referee, I probably would have sent him out. Why? Because you don't want a situation where a player makes a tackle, a very bad one at that, and it becomes a free-for-all. I would have also sent Gumaresh out of that game because of the elbow on Jorginho. And of course, in the course of the game, the VAR officials came out and said there was nothing there. This man pointed his elbow at the back of somebody's head. Don't come and tell us there's nothing there. There was also another foul committed by Gumares. I'm trying to remember the Arsenal player, where he even told the Arsenal player to stand up. So the referee lost control of the game that started very well. For the first half, I enjoyed it absolutely. For the second half and for the talking points, like I said, that will not just go on for this week. It will go on for the rest of the season. For has ball gone out or not, I will not engage in that debate because the rule of the game says that the entirety of the ball has to cross the line. And if a centimeter of the ball is still on the line, it means that the ball is still in play. One, was that a foul on Gabriel by the defender? I would say by Jolinton. I would say there was a foul on Gabriel because you cannot jump and have two hands at the back of the defender, and the referees and alongside the officials and VAR operatives had the whole technology in front of them, and they came out with a verdict of there was nothing wrong with it. Please, why do we have this technology to help football? And I will say it, that during the days of Colina, we didn't have this much controversies as regards football. We didn't have this much controversies. Referees knew their job, and referees were super intelligent. They handled games better. But it seems since VAR decided to interfere with football, it has gone downhill and it has become terrible. So it is so unfortunate that Arsenal is at the receiving end of a bad referee call or of a bad officiating. A couple of weeks ago, it was Liverpool. But right now, it is Arsenal that is at the end of it. And like I said, maybe in the next coming weeks, we might see another team at the end of it. So referees really need to do better. And of course, the provision of these technologies has to be used better to make sure that the game does not fall into chaos, and of course make sure that every team gets justice on the field of play.
All right, thank you so much. Prof, can you hear me back? You're back now.
Yes, please. Yes,
Quick
I'm here.
one.
Am I audible? Am I audible enough?
Yeah. Yes, okay, go for it.
Thank you very much. I'll quickly have my summation. So first, I'll divide what I want to say into three parts: the game, the referee decision, and also, Arteta going forward. I think for the game, I think it was a very, very huge game. It's one that I must give Arsenal praise for because they stood up to the challenge, especially physically. I think these are the kind of games that swallow and consume Arsenal in the past. You know, when they go to Newcastle, they look very small in the past, but now you can see the likes of Declan Rice, Saliba. They stood up to the challenge and they made it a difficult game. So kudos to them. Saliba, who I think is one of the best centre backs in the league. You know, I think he's one to watch out for, that little man. For the referee decisions, I think we can clearly see that the ball did not, for me personally, because we all have different opinions, that ball didn't cross the line. You know, I've seen a lot of videos that prove that the ball didn't cross the line. I think when you look at, when you watch the World Cup, Japan, Germany, you understand this decision better. And when you put the ball is an oval shape. It's not it's the way the ball is shaped. You know, the geometry of the circumference of the ball. You would know that when you look at it from the bird's eye view from the top, you would see that it's you still have the part of it on the line. So the ball is clearly in play. So that's about that. And concerning the offside decision, I think we all have clarified that it wasn't offside. I think Sheye made us understand better the rules, that it wasn't offside. And for telling the last decision, which is the supposed push on the back, I haven't played this game at the highest level. So when I'm analyzed football, I listen to people who have actually been on the pitch of play. I think it's very important that people do that. You don't just sit at home and just base your decision on what you watch. You know what I mean? So look, 2 hands on the back is easy for anybody to say, oh, he has pushed him. But when you look at Gabriel, he didn't jump. You know, Gabriel did not jump and he was leaning downwards already. So it's very easy to say the 2 hands on the back, it's what has made him push. No, for me, Gabriel was lazy, he wasn't strong enough. And yes, if it was given another, if that call was given as a foul, I would not complain. But for me, that decision was not a clear and obvious error. VAR actually, they were constantly looking for a means to disallow that goal. I think people are getting this VAR thing wrong. They were not looking to give the goal. They kept constantly checking for something to cancel the goal, as opposed to what a lot of people think VAR are always looking to give goals and all that. They were looking for something to take that goal away. They kept on checking, but they could not find anything. You know what I mean? So, and then I heard Robbie's submission about VAR, and I'm seeing Bishop saying VAR should be cancelled. If VAR was not in this game, do you all realize that this goal would have stood because the referee on the pitch had given the goal? The linesman did not flag. So I think this goal would have stood if VAR was not there. You know what I mean? And now Arteta came out to say in the one against the error that happened in Liverpool versus Spurs, I think. Arteta came out to say these referees are humans and we must try and support them and get behind them. But now it's hit him now and is going on a rant. And then some of the things that Arteta said has to be questioned. I think is bringing the game into disrepute. We can understand his frustration, but I think some of the things that he said were over the top, and he'll rightly be sanctioned for that. Now, for my last submission on it is the Arteta's is the style of play of Arsenal. They did not create anything. I think if you look at Arsenal from last season, I've said this on the show last week. They were very scintillating. They were very good going forward. They played good football. Now, for me, I think they are struggling to create chances. They have one of the deadliest wingers in the country, but they do not perform. They've not been performing so far this season, I must say. Look at Martinelli with one goal. Saka was anonymous. It was non-existent in the game. So, and this is Arsenal, heavily reliant on these players. The question on Arteta, I'm overthinking is, look, how do you go and improve this team? The next thing you have, the only means that came to you as a manager to improve this team is to go to Chelsea and bring a failed product from there for 65 million, when you could have used that money to get a striker back up Gabriel Jesus, who will not give you 30 goals, who is an injury-prone player. So Gabriel Jesus would not give you 30 goals and is injury-prone, but you left that place. You left a replacement for Bukayo Saka, who plays every game and plays every game for English national team and get injured. You didn't replace him. You said the next thing for you to do is go and get Havertz, who we don't know where he plays, but the Arsenal fans keep supporting him. So I think he has changed some things in Arsenal. I think he has the responsibility for the way they've been performing. It's not been right.
All right.
And if they're not, it could result in performance.
Thank you so much. Nubia Prince, you want your thoughts for the last time now? I want to hear your thoughts on this because they've mentioned some lapses from Arsenal. Is there anything you want to
to
on top of that?
Start with sincerely speaking.
I'm just giving you just 2 minutes, please.
Yes. I find it very funny for somebody to see that video and say Gabriel did not jump. I find it very, very funny. I will put that. After this show, go and watch it again and see if Gabriel indeed did not jump. Then again, it was talking about Arsenal being weakened. That instead of improving the side, he went to bring in Havertz. For crying out loud, Arsenal signed the Declan Rice. Would you say that Arsenal team played City last season? They did not score at all. Okay, they scored 1. They considered like 8 goals in 3 encounters. They've played City twice now. They have scored. They have kept a clean sheet. They have not kept in how many seasons against City? If that is not improvement, tell me what improvement is. Last season, they went to Goodison Park. Arsenal have not won the Goodison Park in ages. They went to Goodison Park this season and they got 3 points. If that's not improvement, tell me what improvement is. Yes, Arsenal won at Newcastle last season. This season, they lost there. Contentious. It could have been a draw. So when you say Arsenal have not improved, I wonder what you mean by improvement. Then Havertz, yes, you could argue that. But let's not forget that Arsenal lost Xhaka. It was not down to Arteta for Arsenal to have lost Xhaka. Xhaka wanted to leave. There was nothing Arteta could have done about it. He brought in, he brought in Kai Havertz. You saying that someone, because he was a failed product at Chelsea, means he can't succeed at Arsenal. Thierry Henry was a failed product at Juventus. He succeeded at Arsenal. There are a lot of failed products everywhere. In fact, Fabregas at Barcelona, nobody knew him. He came to Arsenal, he became a superstar. So you can fail somewhere. I could remember Emmanuel Adebayor was an outcast at Monaco, came to Arsenal and became a top dog. So you can fail at the club and come to another club and do well. So that for me, that's not an issue. And this Havertz, you can't even say the project has been a failed project. Yes, because the honest truth is he's not playing the same way he's playing at Chelsea. The KPI at Arsenal is different. I'm very sure what Arteta expects from him are not goals, definitely. Ability to win area balls. Now, Arsenal beats Manchester City. Kai Havertz supplied that final pass, that led to the goal. So he literally won the game for Arsenal against Manchester City. That's a huge telling contribution. So for me, I think, yes, Arsenal have been struggling, but for me, it's not down to You are saying, no, he didn't bring in a backup for Bukayo Saka. Why was Reece Nelson, convinced to sign that long-term contract? You convince Reece Nelson to stay. You now still go and bring in another player and put him ahead. How do you do things like that? You said, okay, you should have brought in a striker. Please, which top striker will you buy for 65 million? We know how much Manchester United forked out to buy Højlund. We know how much strikers are going for. Now, do you expect him to go and bring in another average striker that Nketiah will even be better than? We know that Folarin Balogun said he wanted to leave if Arsenal were not going to, guarantee him a starting bench. So all of this, to a large extent, put Arteta in a quagmire. And of course, we know that his primary, transfer target of the season in the summer was actually Declan Rice. And the moment he got Declan Rice, every other person was a plan B that could wait for January or next summer.
All right. Before I wrap up the show, Bishop, you want to say something quickly? Just 1 minute.
So
just 1 minute.
This is the point. They keep giving him excuses.
You mean Arsenal?
Arsenal. They keep giving this guy excuses. We come out here and say it as it is with them. We come out here and say with how is it with Anthony. When it comes to Arsenal, they don't twist everything. How can you say Lionel Nelson is the backup? And now, Arsenal is 1-0 down. A backup to somebody that was missing throughout the game. Saka was missing throughout the game. You now put in Zinchenko. He was still on the bench. He was not on injury. Why didn't he put him? He's not good enough to be a backup. You have Kunduz parading himself for you to buy. You said no. You want Lionel Nelson.
Sorry.
You said you prefer
Did you
Nketiah.
Did you notice that the moment Zinchenko came in, Tomiyasu moved to right back? That it was Ben White for Zinchenko and not.
You said Nelson was backup for Saka, right?
No, so I'm making reference to that substitution. When Zinchenko came in, Ben White went out, and Tomiyasu came in to add added impetus to the attack. So it was a tactical switch.
So is Zinchenko more attacking minded than Lionel Nelson?
You don't understand. Arsenal decided to invert from that side. Arsenal decided to. It was tactical. Arsenal invited from that side. You can't know more than the manager now. The manager was tactics wanted to play.
So if you do something, if the manager
didn't work out, Arsenal didn't get the goal because
Nubian Prince, let him finish. Nubian Prince, let him finish. Nubian Prince, hold on.
He has done something that didn't work. We have the right to criticize it. If it has worked, we have the right to praise it. But because it has not worked, we are going to criticize it. Havertz has not worked, we are criticizing him. Nelson has not worked. Nketiah has not worked, and it's becoming a pattern. They are not saying it. This team is becoming a pattern. Year after year, excuses after excuses. If they finish this season without a title, we are in a project. This is 5 years into the project. They need to hold him accountable. Accountability, that's what we are holding Tenant to. That's what we are holding everybody to. Anthony, Saka, anybody. Yeah. Accountability. Be accountable for your decision.
Yeah, 1 minute.
All right.
1 minute. 1 minute to done. 1 minute. I understand, because I like to be very objective. So I understand why Arsenal fans, a lot of them take what Arteta does, hook, line, and sinker, and they don't really want to criticize him, because let's be fair. In a decade, they've not challenged for the title as much as they did last season. Last season was the first time in 20 years that Arsenal will be that high in the table. So it's very easy for them to want to take whatever Arteta does, hook, line, and sinker. But they must realize that he hasn't gotten over the line, and he's still a young manager. So he's subject to criticism. He has made some bad errors. You see, the one with the goalkeeper is so bad, but they will not see it. There's a reason why top managers don't do it. He's doing so much. He's got so much energy. Arteta, he has galvanized Arsenal. He has gotten them so far, which is absolute. I give him all the praise. But then he overthinks it. He's doing it too much, and he hasn't gotten the trophies at the back. He hasn't gotten the trophies in the cabinet to be able to take the decisions that he's doing. He doesn't have it yet. He doesn't have this credit in the bank yet to go out and say he wants to get two goalkeepers.
All right, that's 1 minute.
Like he needs to talk about.
All right, thank you so much, guys. We have to talk about this game coming up in a short while. Shaye, what should we be expecting from Chelsea? I mean, Abi. You should be expecting something now. Not be so.
Well, I think you should ask Prof that question, because the one who.
All right, Prof. All right, Prof, talk to me.
No. Let me talk, please, first. Let me just
talk. Because of our time.
I think for Chelsea, they need a statement win in one of the so-called big games. We've seen
Yes.
them try. We've seen them maybe perhaps feel they edged the Liverpool match. We've seen them lose a 2-goal lead against Arsenal. So they need a win to just give them that confidence that they can actually go toe to toe with the so-called big side. So they need a huge performance tonight. And the fact that they face one of the best pressing teams in the Premier League will also be a test, because Tottenham are a team that they harry you a lot. They don't give you time to breathe. And knowing that they are much revamped and much more front foot under Postecoglou, they obviously are going to try to press and harry Chelsea into mistakes. So, and we saw Robert Sanchez make an error against Arsenal, and that was at Stamford Bridge. So let's see if they're able to cope with Tottenham's pressure today.
All right, Prof. Anything we should expecting? What score prediction on this game?
I've seen
Are
the
you
lineup,
scared?
and it's a very dangerous lineup from Spurs. A lot of
Wow.
pace going forward. Andrew Johnson has started. Johnson, Son, Kulusevski, and Madison. Very, very dangerous front four. It's not. And then look, the key factor to this game is the stadium. It's Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. They would, I suspect, will be doing the Chelsea, the Chelsea manager on the support team. It's going to be a very harsh atmosphere. And I think on the back of that, I give Chelsea a very slight chance of getting 3 points. So I think it's going to be a very difficult game for Chelsea, and I'll be surprised if they come out with the win from this game.
So what your score prediction on this game?
I'm going for a score draw 1-1.
1-1. Thank you guys so much. Because of our time, we have to end it here until same time. That'll be on Friday, God's willing. I want to say thank you to Prof. Thank you so much for joining us on this one. All right. Nubian Praise. One love, bro.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Bishop.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us on this one.
You're welcome.
Yeah, we'll see behind the scene.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Shaye.
Thanks, Don. Always a pleasure.
All right. You have confidence going to this game, right?
Tottenham 2, Chelsea 1.
Oh my goodness. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you. Kule.
Yes, boss.
Yeah, can you hear me loud and clear?
Yes, I can. I can hear you.
Yeah, quickly talk about
I
this
can
guy.
hear you.
Quickly talk about this
Okay.
guy.
Which guy?
Harry Kane.
Who is that? Oh,
Harry Kane.
oh no. I think
This guy.
no.
This guy
I think
is
it's
a good record,
expected. Really. I mean, no, absolutely. I mean, this is why I am thinking that Manchester United did not go for him. I mean, if Manchester United had bought him now, forget that Rashford or Anthony is coming. Those goals will come from Kane. He knows how to hustle for those goals. He's everything. And that's what Bayern Munich is enjoying. And you know the Bundesliga for me is not very physical like the Premier League. So Kane is going to score goals for fun, and you know it will just keep coming. So he's enjoying it, and you know he's there to win a trophy for them. And I think with the way he's going, he's definitely going to win one. Didon, you are muted.
All right. Thank you so much, Kule.
Yeah.
By next week Friday, God's
Yes,
willing, will be here. Thank you so much.
Yes, absolutely, boss. All pleasure,
All right.
boss. Thank you.
All right, guys. This is how far we can go tonight. I'm telling you, I really enjoyed it. Anytime outside they lost, it's gonna be a crazy day. You know, they don't agree. All right, please smash the like on the video, subscribe to the channel, share the video. This is how far I can go tonight on same time on Friday, God willing. Bye for now.